Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video. And well, after the kind of mass video production of the first week of August 2K19, I thought, well, keep it slow a little bit and give you all time to watch the videos I shot, because there were many. And now I'm going to go into my chart haul video for this month, like 10 vinyl records to show. A lot of good stuff, and I hope you enjoy this. If you haven't seen my last videos about like my label being on Bandcamp and also me entering the Patreon realm, like have a look down in the description box. There'll be all links and also like links put in the end card of this video. But let's go straight into this with a 10-inch. As you can see here, Skeptical Musket 001, just a stamped white label 10-inch, a one-sided stamped white label 10-inch with like a beautiful stamp. The B side is completely blank, and to have one-sided 10 inches is rare these days, but I love the format because, well, 10 inch is the original dubplate format, and of course talking dubplates and talking Skeptical, this is drum and bass for sure, very minimal. Skeptical is one of the like best drum and bass producers these days, I guess, with a prolific output over the past like 2 or 3 years. And this one is very minimal, as I said, and coming with a very seductive, slightly off-kilter and slightly distorted main motive, which is very minimal and bleepy, but this is like enough to take a whole floor, like, or take a mass of drum and bass ravers crazy. So this is very good stuff, very recommended, as well as this one on the Tech Live label, Tracksman Tech Vision Volume 2, 7-track album with like iconic artwork, iconic typography, and definitely a step forward for the Tech Live label for sure, because this is not only juke and footwork, but although this is the label's main focus, but this is also kind of like ghetto house, electro, featuring one track featuring Steve Poindexter's Work That Motherfucker, like a legendary like basement house, ghetto house, Chicago track, and one track also featuring like Jana Rush on production. Jana Rush, you've seen her as well in one of my chart hauls, like legendary footwork house, ghetto house producer from Chicago, and this is definitely like juke footwork in its best, a blueprint for like 2019, I guess. Next one is a little unusual. Chris in Perspective, Dragons in the Wood. I totally love the kind of typography on here. Limited album, or like limited 12-inch release with a nice inner sleeve and a big like dedication to a lot of stuff music-wise. This is typical Chris in Perspective on beautiful gray marbled vinyl. So this is like choppage drum and bass for one track, and the other tracks like very deep atmospheric drum and bass things, so not necessarily for the main floor, but if you enjoy like drum and bass on a little deeper tip, this is definitely one to go for. Limited to 300 copies as far as I remember, so definitely good stuff to check out. Next one is legendary. I've been waiting for this for quite a while. Fixate versus Double 99 Rip Groove remix. This has been out on SoundCloud snippet wise for a while, and out on dubplate for longer. One-sided 12-inch, and of course Double 99's Rip Groove is one of the main tracks of the UK garage two-step movement back in the day. And Fixate has remixed this on Ice Cream Records. First it was like an exclusive dubplate for his sets, and this turns out to be like a massive drum and bass jungle burner. Definitely one that sets dance floors on fire, both in terms of garage floors and in terms of drum and bass floors. So I had to get this, and I had been waiting for this for months to come out. So definitely good stuff. This one was more of a surprise for me. Clouds, Sharp Like a Razor on, I guess, Headstrong Records is a label. Beautiful 90s ravey artwork on the cover, and the vinyl is tagging along with this kind of, but in a more minimal way. So this is the artwork, and this one is, well, if you remember the 90s, around 93, 94, we had like a mixture of hardcore and rave stuff with like acts like Hard Sequencer and R&B and all those guys, and later on like the Bassman, Can You Feel the Bass, and like House of House, Cherry Moon Productions and all those stuff. And this is definitely like 90s oriented, new school rave stuff, so with a lot of samples from back in the day, one breakbeat sample as well, and a lot of like familiar vocal bits. Great stuff. I don't know where to play this, but I'm an old raver, so I had to get this. And this one was a must as well. LSD, Big Up Your Chest. June 002, not exactly sure about the label here. And this is a repress from about 25 years ago. Here is a beautiful, I don't know if you can see this, etching on this side, which is like the blank side, which celebrates like 30 years of LSD in the business. And here is the artwork, Big Up Your Chest, massive, massive jungle tune. I had this on one of my first jungle tapes I ever had, and I never knew about the name, and yeah, now finally I found this being re-released, and this makes another tune I wanted to get for like 25 years actually, and I think I'm at a point where I have like my first 2 jungle tapes I ever had, although I never knew the names. I have like minimum 70% of the records sitting in my collection right now, so this is a big one. LSD, Big Up Your Chest, Raga Jungle, classic stuff, essential. This one is more new school, on Platinum Breaks, Tyrone, Lunar City EP, Metalheads, of course, iconic drum and bass label, and this one is, yeah, dark, steppy, I would say touching on Techstep kind of. Here is the like label print. If you remember like Ed Rush and Optical, the Wormhole EP from back in '99, and even going further into territories of, I don't know, the Prototype Years EP and Ed Rush and Optical, To the Subway and Kilimanjaro and all those tracks. This is very similar in terms of impact and in terms of sound, and really like the old school-ish kind of drum and bass aspect of this, but the production value is of course like 2019, very punchy, very clean and stuff. So one that will be playable for now and ever, I guess. Great artwork on this one. Triple F, FFF Sound 24/7 Sound Killer on the Prospect Revolt label from the Netherlands. One of those labels that both releases like, I don't know, crossbreed, dark jungle, raga jungle, breakcore, all that kind of stuff. So here is the label print this time. They're going more into a kind of gangster jungle direction, so more like classic jungle with a faster, darker edge, and FFF has been like in the business for like 20 years, even more than that, and I've been playing like a lot of his stuff from day dot, and this is another great addition to the FFF collection, and also one for all like original jungleists, because this is close to original jungle. Now, Electro Silicon Skelly Skoda banger on Cultivated Electronics. Of course, Silicon Skelly is a like alias of Carl A. Finlow, one of the big men in terms of modern electro, proper electro for like 20 years. This is very dry, like classy electro funk stuff. More like Toolish, but definitely stuff that is worth playing for now and ever. So I got this 4 tracks on here, and if you are like a true electro fan, like faster electro styles, you will definitely relate to this. And finally, on the Klasse Rex label, also an artwork that comes very close to the 90s is PsyDefX, the PsyDefX EP Classic Rex 024. Totally love the artwork of this sticker and also of the vinyl itself, the print artwork, label artwork. This is Luca Lonzano and another guy, which names I cannot remember right now, but this very interesting take on like tech trance with the A side, like this side here, being like 3/4 of the track trance and then turning into like a halftime Balearic downbeat thing. And yeah, this is also like very kind of 90s reminiscing, but this is a thing these days on the dance floor, and I do like totally appreciate that. So this is it. 10 records on show. I hope I went through this like quickly and entertainingly, and if you like this one, you know the score, subscribe, notification bell, leave me a comment, leave me a love, and become a Patreon if you like this stuff and if you want to help me like going like full time on YouTube, and also like in terms of releasing more records and stuff. So link to the Patreon is down in the description box as well, and I want to see you in the next one. See you later.